So once again, I'm live. Came back on second time in 2 nights. Actually, to tell you the truth, I wasn't even planning on the night really, but I just said, you know what, I just come on because I just had, you know, schedule's clear, nothing to do really. I need to get some things out before the stuff hits the fan. Tomorrow is just gonna really hit the fan. The clown show is coming to Memphis, so get ready. I had Judge Joe Brown on last night, and we talked about this, but the clown show is coming tomorrow. Bring in the clowns. They're on the way to town. Bonham and Bailey Circus.
Seven Memphis police officers.
Yeah, what's going on, brother?
Man, salute. What's good with it?
Um, Nothing much, man. Just watching the clown show as it arrives.
Yeah. See, the circus is about to arrive, huh? Without Barnum and Beta, huh?
Bonham and Bailey Circus is coming to your town. Well, coming to Memphis
Damn.
town.
Mm.
How do you feel about
Yeah.
that?
Yep. This on course, man. It's the par for the course, dog.
Well, without further ado, let me go ahead and start the circus. Under copyright, under Section 107 of the Copyright Act, this is for fair use, reporting only. This is about no rights to infringe. Watch this. The clown show is in effect. Here you go.
Recordings just got better. Hey, it's Dana from StreamYard. I'm so excited to announce that
Vice President Kamala Harris will travel to Memphis tomorrow to attend the funeral of Tyree Nichols, the 29-year-old father and FedEx worker who died in Memphis apartment. As the city of Memphis and the nation mourns, the Reverend J. Lawrence Turner says the public funeral will focus on the way Nichols lived and not the way he died. We want to be sure that we're focused on celebrating Tyree's life. We cannot and will not allow the way in which he died to define the totality of his life. 5 former police officers have been charged with Nichols' murder, and the district attorney is considering filing charges against 7 other first responders.
Kamala Harris coming to town. How you feel about it, brother?
Well, I don't know, man. I guess that's part of her job, I guess.
What, them the only people in America that have been killed? According to the judge,
I mean, it's just selective outrage,
Right. According to the judge, 600 some other families been killed. What's the problem? Go to everybody's funeral then.
Nah, that's too much like right, man. We gotta. Yeah.
Oh, it's the ones you want to talk about.
I mean, we gotta look at it. What is it? What? I mean, why? Why now? What's behind? What's behind this? It's a tragedy. It's always a tragedy when you see someone
Well,
get murdered.
Maxine Waters said that ain't nothing gonna change until you get the right people in office. She talking about Chak. She said Marjorie Taylor Greene is running the Republican Congress. Marjorie Taylor Greene is not the lead Speaker of the House. She is a Congresswoman, a Republican
Hold on,
Congress.
hold on, no. Say that again. Repeat what you just said.
She said that daggone Marjorie Taylor Greene is the one running the Republican House.
What's this got to do with what's going on? Is that? I mean,
what she's trying to say is that you got to protest, you got to be out in the streets, but if you really want to make change, you got to get the right people in the office. And she was like, they don't care about reforming police. I'm like, now wait a minute, Maxine, what is
who is they?
Wait a minute, the people.
But hold on. Did not the Democrats? Is this not a Democratic president that's in the executive office?
Democrat Senate and a Democrat
did not
House.
the Democrats? That's what I'm saying. Did not the Democrats have the majority of the House and the Senate
and the executive branch, the president?
Okay, did they not pass what they wanted to pass when they had the power?
They did.
Okay, they forced to pass all these goddamn bills when they in administration. So don't try to push this bullshit with this Republican bullshit when y'all had the majority of the Senate and the Senate and the House to do what you want. Y'all blew y'all shit on LGBT bullshit.
They still got the Senate.
Asian bullshit. Don't give me that now. Don't give me that. Oh, we can't. Oh, Republicans are blocking stuff now. Because when y'all had the majority, every time the Democrats get in position, they have a majority of the House and the Senate. They push what the fuck they want to push. Don't give me that bullshit now. Y'all will say wait. Y'all told Ice Cube to wait till y'all got it off. Y'all told us Black America to wait till y'all got in office. The Democrats, so y'all put Joe Biden and Kamala.
We ain't waiting no more, goddammit. We ain't waiting no more.
They already in office. Ain't shit. It's still murders and killings. They just stopped reporting on it.
Well,
murders and killings ain't stopped. Yeah, they stopped reporting on it. It's the media. They stopped reporting it. This shit ain't never stopped. They just stopped reporting it. Now they back ready for midterms and shit, whatever. Now they back to reporting some of it, not all of it. They reporting some. What's the name? This fake ass outrage that they got going on. Police reform. Man, come on, dude. Look here, man. This country was taken over by motherfucking guns and violence, man.
So are they lying to us again?
Yeah, they lying, man. They blowing smoke up your butt again. If you allow them, we gotta call them out and say, man, shut up. You motherfuckers been in office and it's the same shit y'all been every time. Y'all ain't they don't go off script. It's the same old tired, busted script. Same old tired, busted script. Oh, we gotta get the right people in office. Well, you been had. I thought y'all ran Kamala. I thought y'all Kamala and Joe Biden was the great what's the name, equalizer. But I thought then you had Kamala and them saying that the country ain't racist.
All right, let me let you hear this. Let me let you hear this. All right, just relax. Hold your horses, brother.
We begin this hour with the breaking news on the tragic death of 29-year-old Tyre Nichols at the hands of police in Memphis, Tennessee. There are demonstrations again tonight in cities across the nation after Friday's release of 4 harrowing videos of the deadly police assault. This comes as the Memphis Police Department announced it has permanently deactivated its so-called Scorpion unit. That's the group all 5 of the officers involved in Tyre Nichols' death were members of. And those officers have already been fired by the police department, and they are now charged with his murder. It is an important first step towards justice for Nichols and his family, but that is just it. It is a first step. We have to ask, why does this keep happening? George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, Philando Castile, Eric Garner, Tamir Rice, Michael Brown, Dante Wright, Andre Hill, they all died at the hands of police, leading to protest after protest And yet nothing has been done at the federal level to reform policing in America. President Biden has vowed to sign into law a comprehensive and meaningful police reform bill while he is in office. But the odds of passing anything significant, let alone comprehensive, seems vanishingly small. Remember Republican Senator Tim Scott from South Carolina? Back in 2021, he and Democratic Senator Cory Booker began working on a police reform bill, but that effort ultimately fell apart. Now, there appear to be no major efforts in Congress to reform policing. Why not? Well, Democrats no longer control the House, and the new Republican majority seems much more interested in investigating Hunter Biden and the FBI than any real governance. But it wasn't always that way. Remember, for the first 2 years of the Biden White House, Democrats actually had control of both chambers of Congress. So why didn't they seize the opportunity and get anything done? You can thank these two, Senators Kristen Sinema and Joe Manchin. It was Sinema and Manchin who dug in their heels to block filibuster reform. And that meant to get anything done, Democrats had to secure 60 votes instead of a simple 50-vote majority. Preserving the filibuster effectively killed a wide range of Democratic legislative priorities, including police reform. And look, here's Sinema and Manchin high-fiving each other just last week at Davos over their efforts to block filibuster reform. Great job, guys. Well done. But here's the thing. They weren't just high-fiving the failure of filibuster reform. They were high-fiving the failure of police reform. And that's the consequence they own tonight. Joining me now is California Congresswoman Maxine Waters. Congresswoman, thank you so much for being here. I want to start with your reaction to the death of Tyre Nichols at the hands of Memphis police. What do you make of it?
Well, I want to thank you for giving me the opportunity and for giving exposure to what has happened with the brutal beating and killing of Tyre Nichols. I'm grieving along with his family and friends. I'm a Black mom. And when I hear that he was asking them, please, don't beat me, he called for his mom the same way George Floyd did. Us Black moms and Black grandmothers, we feel this pain very deeply. I don't have any really great hopes for the fact that we're going to be able to pass police reform. It is racism in its purest form. How can you not be outraged by the killings of human beings when you see that they have been beaten, the chokehold has been used, a knee has been placed on George Floyd's neck. When you find that going back to Rodney King, the vicious beatings that took place, how difficult it was to try and get justice then. And so it's a struggle and it's a fight. And they want us to be quiet. But I'm angry, as many of us are, and I don't care whether it's a white cop or a Black cop. If they are brutally beating and targeting and killing young Black and brown men and some women, we've got to stay out there. We've got to protest. We've got to challenge them. We've got to say to the police associations that we're going to stop
Maxine Waters
officials from taking your money.
Yeah, she's full of shit. Hold on,
so
cut that.
They will not act against you when you are basically protecting these road cops. So we've got to do all.
She's full of shit. And then you just see what they just wrote out there, and we talked about earlier that the Democrats had the majority of the House and the Senate. Why the fuck didn't y'all pass any damn police reform when y'all had the majority of the House? Now you're gonna try to put it on now you're gonna try to push us and filibuster us with the Republicans and stopping this shit. This is the games they play, man. Why you ain't passed police reform when Obama was in office? Once again, first term Obama, y'all had that majority of the House and the Senate again, didn't pass shit. Far as police reform, they keep bullshitting us and blowing smoke up our ass, man, like they really want police reform. If they did, you would pass that shit, have that shit on the table to be on ready to sign and pass it when you got majority of the House and the Senate control. Come on, man. They keep blowing smoke up our ass, man. This is another ploy for them to jump on this situation and exploit this shit and blame Republicans and why all this shit happened up under they motherfucking what's the name? Up under their command. Now all they're gonna do is pass the buck. No, man, it's all y'all. Come on, man. and we're gonna get black folks riled up, all racist, all black folks gonna get riled up again and pointing the fingers and shit when you got these motherfuckers, and this is majority Democratic ran motherfucking goddamn city anyway. Come on, man. This is bullshit happening in these Democrat cities, and they don't, yes, these Republicans and some of these motherfuckers is full of shit too. But the thing is, when these Democrats are in office, they talk about all this other bullshit, and they don't ever get the shit done.
Hey, let me let her talk.
Man, we tired of hearing these motherfuckers, man. I'm tired of hearing these some bitches talk, man.
Let me let her talk. Let me let her talk.
All of this work. And some people don't like it when I say stay on the street, protest. Yes, and I'll say it again as I said it years ago. No justice, no peace.
I want to ask you about federal police reform for a moment, because it could have happened. It could have been accomplished when Democrats controlled the House and the Senate and the White House if Senators Kyrsten Sinema and Joe Manchin had allowed for filibuster reform. What do you have to say to them now? Because police reform and voting reform were the two issues that people across this country, certainly Democratic activists, were using as examples as to why the filibuster needed to be reformed. These were life and death situations that people needed to have passed, and they blocked it.
Well, you know, when you say, what do you say to them? They're the same people today that they were when they blocked police reform by, you know, just insisting on the 60-person vote. And so I don't have any faith in either of them. I don't trust them. I don't believe that they're going to change. And so I think it is only when the people of this country organize and really deal with local elected officials who control their budgets, to deal with not allowing them all of the overtime some of them get that don't really deserve it, when they understand that they must elect police chiefs that are willing to punish and they're willing to do what we just saw happen in Memphis. I don't think that they are going to change. They're just whom they are, and they're not going to change at all.
I know that, you know.
All right. Let me stop that this time. Let me stop it. I will stop that right there. Number one, a lot of these police unions back Democrats. Blue back the blue. What color the Democrat wear? Blue, blue, blue. Thank you very much. All right. Now look. She's talking about stay out in the street and protest. The guy told you ain't nothing been done through protesting. That's all they want you to do anyway. Protest cause a scene. That's what she tell you. That's what she just told you. All right.
But they talking about protests now, though, Bernard. They weren't saying that when the Biden first got in office. Matter of fact, right. They wanted people to get. They was wanting people to get riled up if you was out there protesting. So now all of a sudden this protest is get back out there and protest again. Now they was silent. What was BLM? They was silent when Obama. That's what his name. Biden got in office. They were silent. Where was they at? Where was they at? All of them had took the payout. All of them was on vacation buying homes and shit.
Now I want to say something to you, because I want to say something that's very funny here. That girl, Police Patrice Cullors, the one from BLM, she said her cousin got killed by police. They ain't even go for the daggone court. They went straight to a $50 million lawsuit. They tried to sue the LAPD $50 million. So these people is obsessed with getting the bag. That's what they trying to get, the bag. They ain't worried about all that going to court no more. That was when Trump was in all, you know, George Floyd thing. Matter of fact, George Floyd family is supposed to be there in Memphis tomorrow at the daggone funeral for this guy. But nevertheless, what I'm saying, she talking about she don't think nothing gonna be done with a Republican-led House. That's what she's saying. She talking about daggone how this thing is not getting done. Now listen to what she say here. I want you to hear the rest of this. And number 3 more minutes.
Politicians try to sound optimistic as much as they can, but right now with the leadership that we see in the House, is there any path forward for police reform in Congress after this latest tragic killing? Give it to us straight.
It's the Marjorie Taylor Greene Republican caucus. And you heard what McCarthy said. He said he just loves her and that he's going to do everything he can to protect her. And she's saying in so many ways, words, and I own him. And so I don't expect anything from them. We're going to try to do everything that we possibly can. But I think, the average American person can see what is going on. We have these right-wing conservatives who are, we have domestic terrorists in the House of Representatives. These people are extremists. And so.
Man, yeah, they in the Democrats. See, that's the problem I don't like. You caught out on both ends. That's the extremists on the Democrat side and the Republican side. Left and right side, man. Come on, man. That's how they blow smoke up our ass, dude.
Calling people domestic terrorists, extremists. You see that language? That's the enemy of the state.
But they only.
See?
So hold on. So you mean to tell me it's on the Republicans that's extremists and domestic terrorists, dude? See, this is the bullshit I don't like. When they got people on the Democratic left side was telling parents, they was telling parents if they was going up to their schools that they was domestic terrorists about them.
That was right here in Virginia, matter of fact. That was right here.
Voicing their rights to have rights over their children and speak on their children in school.
That's why we got
this LGBT bullshit.
Because they wouldn't shut up.
See what I'm saying? Was that not extreme? Was that not extreme behavior? How are you gonna try to force parents to do something against parents, the rights of a parent, the custodial parent?
All right.
And you ain't nothing but a school system. Come on, man.
I'm almost done with her.
They frauds, man. She's a fraud too.
I'm not optimistic that that's the way it's going to happen until the people of this country really decide that they don't want it and they're not going to elect people who act in the fashion that they act.
I want to turn now to what has been going on in Congress. Politically, House Republicans demanding spending cuts as a price for lifting the debt ceiling. They have yet to come up with a plan. Certainly, I haven't seen one. I don't know if you've seen one. What do you make of where this is going right now?
Well, they're threatening us, and they're trying to hold up what we need to do to raise the debt limit. And even though you hear from time to time that there are those in the Republican caucus who are willing to cut Social Security and Medicare. And then you'll hear some say, oh, no, we're not going to do that. They're divided, I think, on the issue. I know McCarthy would like to negotiate these cuts. They don't even know what the cuts are totally. But we do know that we're going to stand up for Social Security. We're going to stand up for Medicare. We're going to stand up for the seniors. We are not going to let this economy be destroyed by these people.
Oh, too late.
They're doing. They claim to be patriotic, but really they're
putting too late.
economy at risk. We've got to pay our bills. It's like any American would understand.
Hold on, man. Hold on. This administration inflated this shit to all-time high. Now you're gonna, boy, I tell you, boy.
Man,
y'all
she
lying
about because no infrastructure. Trying to cut Social Security for a long time. She lying because that's one part with that May 11th thing when they lifted this emergency. They gonna start making them pay for some COVID drugs.
And the Democrats do nothing but they the one raised the spending debt, spending all this money out of the country, sucking the system dry, bringing in all the foreigners and shit. Now you got a housing, get free housing, medical and shit.
They just gave
free schooling for these damn immigrants and shit. Come on, man. That was Democrats did that.
They just gave Ukraine another $2.2 billion a day.
She ain't spoke on that yet. She ain't spoke on the infrastructure. What infrastructure that you put in place? All this money y'all need to ask for infrastructure. And this $1 trillion and shit that y'all have spent outside of the country to bring in foreigners. Come on, man. Stop it, dude. Yeah, Republicans got some shit going on, but y'all got some bullshit going on too that y'all don't speak up for. The economy, every time Democrats in office, the economy go to shit, if you notice. Why is that?
Let her finish. Let the little
Come on, man.
Finish.
You get identified as a bad person to get credit, and that's the same thing it is with the government. If we are losing our ability to operate in good faith and to basically pay our bills, it sends a bad message across the country, destroys our economy, and it will have impact all over the world.
I certainly agree with you on that. Congressman Maxine Waters from California, thank you so much. Greatly appreciate it, as always.
Great boy footy.
Oh,
say nothing.
Shaq, you love that. You love that, don't you, brother?
But see, that's how we get played, Bernard, because see, they speak only one sided. Okay, there may be a given that Republicans might be doing something to block certain things. But what about all the time y'all in office already? Y'all will have the majority of the House of the Senate. So anything young Kamala had the majority, she had the what's the deciding vote for anything to get passed. Come on, man, the House. Come on, dude. Y'all didn't push that shit. Y'all was all focused on Asian crowd, Asian hate. Y'all was focused on LGBT issues. Y'all focused on sending money and shit to Ukraine. Funding Ukraine shit. Come on, man.
All right.
A massive winter storm.
Now this is more in your alley, okay? I'm bringing up something relevant to Texas. You, Dawson, everybody else that's in Texas.
System is targeting the nation's midsection with ice, sleet, and snow. Winter storm alerts are spread across 14 states. Officials are urging residents to stay off the roads and be prepared for power outages. At least 2 deaths in Texas have been reported. Thousands of flights have also been delayed and canceled, mostly in the South. CBS's Omar Villafranca will start us off tonight from Memphis. Good evening, Omar.
Good evening. Memphis is under an ice storm warning. Let me show you exactly what that means. There's a thin layer of ice all on these trees and on the roads, and it's causing all kinds of problems from Texas to Tennessee. Tonight, a dangerous winter storm is gripping the South, snarling travel from Texas to Kentucky, creating chaos on the roads.
Slow down. Don't take these roads for granted.
And canceling thousands of flights. Texas bearing the brunt. Thunder, sleet, and freezing rain reported across the Lone Star State, making roads look more like ice rinks.
It was so slushy, I thought I was driving through an icy.
Officials blaming the wicked weather for hundreds of crashes. At least 2 people are dead.
Because of icing, many roads in Texas will remain very dangerous for the next 24 to 48 hours. Anybody who needs to be out driving needs to be very cautious of the conditions.
TxDOT is using more than 2,000 trucks and other equipment to clear the roads, but is still warning residents to stay home. Nearly half the flights going into and out of Dallas are canceled or delayed for hours. And tens of thousands of customers are without power. The governor assuring residents that the grid is keeping up with demand.
There is not anticipated to be any challenge to the power grid in the state of Texas.
But some are relying on old-fashioned horsepower to keep moving during the storm.
All right, what do you think about that, man?
Yeah, well, it is winter time. But people, we do have to get prepared. But people ain't never be prepared because I don't know. I don't know, man.
I'm just pointing it out to you. I mean, there's something to think about. I know you're down in Texas, so something to think about there. Just something to think about. A lot of people getting into driving. Maybe they should have been on the road, but I mean, it's raining here today, and we had an accident which cut off one lane of the road, and that was on a regular street, Midlothian Turnpike, which I go up and down every day. So, I mean, I've never gotten an accident. Have I ever gotten an accident on Midlothian? But it's a lot of accidents on Midlothian because it's a gateway to a lot of places. But that's that. I'm just pointing it out there. But nevertheless, that's just how it goes, Shaq, and just got to be careful, right? You got to be careful,
Yeah, you definitely got to be careful out there, man. People like to drive. They don't understand the rules of the road. And, the cautions you got to take, man. You got to turn your right, have your headlights on, man, throughout this weather, man. You got to drive slow. I mean, people that's in, these areas, you got to make sure you put something in your trunk to weigh your car down so it can have a little bit more weight on it, That's what we was talking about because military. I grew up in the Midwest, so we do get the 4 different seasons, and I know we used to
Listeria out.
put stuff in our trunk, our car to weigh it down a little bit to give it a little bit more weight. During the winter months, and black ice and slick roads and shit like that, man. So this is a trick of the trade to give some of the people if they didn't know.
All right, hold on. Hold on 1 second. All right. Cool.
Outbreak traced to deli meat has made at least 2 people sick here in Massachusetts. The CDC says that 16 people were infected with listeria in 6 states after eating deli meats from different places. One person from Maryland actually died. Investigators are working to identify the source of the listeria strain, and they have not linked the outbreak to any particular brand of deli meats at this point. Symptoms of listeria infection usually start within 2 weeks of eating.
That was that listeria thing I was telling you about. What do you think?
Oh, did they play this? Did they say the symptoms of hysteria? What is it?
I'm gonna read them to you. That was just a short video.
Oh, okay.
Fever, muscle aches, headaches, stiff neck, confusion, loss of balance, and convulsions. Actually, I brought Victor on too. You know that? Yeah. What's going on, man? How you doing?
Hey, what's happening? What's happening?
What's going on?
What is that
What's happening,
Victor C?
Chak? That's it.
What up? That's Victor C. From In
This is he.
Conversations with.
In
Oh my
conversation
God.
with, baby.
Oh my
How you
God.
guys doing?
Every Sunday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Yeah.
What's up with it, man?
Man, just checking you guys out, man. Just kind of tripping on this thing with Mad Max.
Think about it.
Well, I know Bernard ain't gonna be on too much longer, but you know.
I'll be on for about another 30 minutes, brother. Let's just go ahead with it. Let's go ahead with it.
Okay.
Because I don't have a power cord to the lab. Well, I gotta go get it. I just say I'll be on for an hour there, and I don't need the power cord. But it's okay. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. No, I just wanted to say, man, this is madness, man. And Bernard, you right. I think you said it too, Shaq. These folks, when they had the power to do stuff, they did nothing. And of course, they weren't going to do anything that was going to benefit the community. They never do. We saw, this situation down there in Memphis. And now the story is getting out that this possibly was a situation of a lovers' quarrel. And what was they doing? What was the media doing? Getting our people all riled up to go out in the street to riot. I mean, this is madness that has no end until the people kick these folks out because they've done nothing. They've done nothing for us. They care more about the invasion of illegal aliens into the country, giving them more of a reign to, run all over the country. Bernard, did y'all hear about how some of these folks had to be kicked out of hotels? I forget
Yeah, I
what
saw
city.
that.
Oh man, this is insane. Why are they even in these hotels? Why does the Democrats insist on bringing these people in and setting these people up? When Maxine Waters from LA is the city probably in this country that has the worst homeless crisis. Yet these black representatives of ours says absolutely nothing. It's insanity, man.
All right. Well, look, let me play something that I wanted to get to.
When I started my business,
because we were talking, I know she was talking about Social Security, Medicare, and all that, right? I want you to hear this. Shaq, I had to go do some research on this myself because I had to say, what is with May 11th?
in 2011, I chose Wix, and it was really because the aesthetic.
More than 3 years after being put into place, the public health emergency at the federal level will come to an end on May 11th.
The White House made the announcement today with COVID rates declining and treatment options more available coast to coast. CBS 8's Richard Ellen looked at ending this emergency could mean for many families and why the White House made this action today.
Well, that's right. The White House says it's giving more than 3 months notice before ending this public health emergency so that hospitals and health providers have time to prepare for a number of changes. This COVID public health emergency, first established nearly 3 years ago under then President Trump, has allowed the federal government to provide free COVID tests, treatments, and vaccines for most Californians, covered by Medi-Cal and Medicare, as well as private insurance. Once the public health emergency ends, some Americans may have to start paying at least partially for some of these items.
I don't think it's going to be that big of a difference.
Dr. Kaveh Bamanpour of Sharp Community Medical Group here in San Diego says when it comes to getting the COVID vaccine or booster, he doesn't expect major changes.
We know that most of the vaccines, they're covered by insurances. So if you have insurance, no matter what, if it's Medi-Cal, Medicare, or private insurances, you can get the vaccine. It might be some co-pays or not, depending what's your plan.
However, when it comes to COVID treatments like Paxlovid, an oral medication for moderate to severe cases of COVID, there may be more of a difference.
Now it's free for everybody. If you have infection and prescription, you go to the pharmacy, and regardless of your insurance status, you can get the medication. That medicine probably it's not going to be free like that.
A separate COVID national emergency, which allowed FEMA and the Pentagon to help deploy medical supplies and vaccines, will also end on May 11th, according to the White House, which said in a statement, quote, an abrupt end to the emergency declarations would create wide-ranging chaos and uncertainty throughout the healthcare system, for states, for hospitals and doctors' offices, and most importantly, for tens of millions of Americans. And at the state and county levels, the COVID state of emergency is now set to...
What I was trying to get to. Because I told y'all before they were going to start making people pay out of pocket for some of this crap. I told y'all that way back. And I knew it was coming. And when he announced May 11th, I said, that's kind of interesting. But if I look at it correctly, there's some other tests you're going to have to pay probably out of pocket. Medicare. They also talk about some people who didn't qualify for Medicare or Medicaid, one or the other, may not qualify under these policies. So, about to get really, really steep. They pulled your coattail again.
Well, I find it interesting, with all this that's going on, it's just one catastrophic event after another. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, they should have ended this emergency a long time ago, months ago. But I don't know, Bernard.
Let me bring up something in this too. So I looked up to see what is May 11th, because why is May 11th so special? Why didn't he just end it today, like yesterday when he announced it, right? You know what I'm saying? What's the problem? May 11th, Shaq, believe it or not, is Human Rights Day. They call it Human Rights Day. Are you serious right there? National Technology Day in India. Human Rights Day in Vietnam. National Receptionist Day. Right? National Root Canal Appreciation Day. National School Nurse Day, May 11th. Now, that could be something. National School Nurse Day, May 11th, that was 2022.
Salute to all the nurses.
Wednesday, National Nurse Week on May 6th through 12th. Now, does this mean they're not going to be jabbing people anymore? I don't know. but they're still saying that if you want the jab, you can get it. Even after that, and it most likely will be free for uninsured people, which I think, boy, that's a new one on me. But yeah. Nevertheless, but they say after the doses run out, you might have to pay. So they're saying that they're about to commercialize this now. This ain't gonna be all on the government dime. People have to pay for this.
Well, you should have seen it coming. I mean,
Shaq.
well,
It made you look Shaq, didn't it?
Oh yeah, he's a high cook, baby.
Are we getting
Straight cook.
paid?
Yeah, man. Because think about it. Now I know how. Well, I ain't gonna say I know how, but I'm gonna speculate how Medicare and Medicaid works. Eventually, they're gonna kick that throw out. Well, they're not gonna accept it. They're not gonna pay for that type of Medicare, like the jab and stuff like that. Because guess what? If we running out the money, if they saying they're running out of money, what you think the first thing they're gonna cut? They have cuts.
Now let me tell you something. I usually don't report on nothing crazy, but we kind of got, you know, okay, we kind of got some crazy stuff going on here. Okay, I'm gonna show you something, Shaq. And Victor, you're gonna have to excuse me forever. Victor, after the night, just remember that I did this because a friend of mine told me today. And I like Shaq to comment on this stuff. This is like some off script stuff, okay? This is really like off script. This is something I would not even report on. Consider this to be like bonus coverage, okay? This is like bonus. You know, they say, hey, you get an Oscar. You know the Oscars coming up and all that stuff. You know, consider me getting an Oscar this time for playing something stupid. Okay? And here's Frank, actually. Hey, Frank. Hey, how you doing, bro?
What's going on, y'all? Peace.
What's up, Frank? What's up?
Should just check. Oh, just what up, Victor, man? Just chilling, man.
Look.
All right.
So let me fill you in on what's going on. So I talked about Maxine Waters. I talked about the Memphis thing with Kamala Harris and them coming to town tomorrow. I talked about Biden ending the public health emergency for COVID. And I'm going to talk about this little subject right here because somebody told me this today and I couldn't believe this. And Shaq, please let me know when you hear this. Our reattention horse, please let me know. Because this is some dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life.
Just got better.
I shouldn't even play it. But I'm going to play it.
So excited to announce that local recordings are...
Hey, you guys, and welcome back to Black Tea Blog. It's your girl Ebony. All right, you guys, we do have a Black Tea Blog short and some funny breaking news. So the rapper Lotto has just tried to sell allegedly used panties on eBay and then got shut down. What is going on with female hip hop? So the music's not selling, so now you're out here trying to get a bag off of panties? Baby, this is too much. So what happened? Well, a day ago, there were several people talking about the fact that they felt Lotto does not change her underwear, allegedly. One of the fans actually had a picture of Lotto on 2 separate occasions, and it did seem that Lotto was wearing the same cheetah panties. After this happened, the person said, "Can't afford new panties?" Now, Lotto did respond, and she said, "Panty police." Lotto also went on IG Live to show her panty drawer to the world. Yes, she did, you guys. She went to show all the panties in her drawer. Check it out.
In light of my panty discrepancy yesterday, I decided to give you guys an inside look on my panty drawer. These are all my Target panties that caused such a discrepancy yesterday. So $5 at Target. Here's the cheetah stash. So that's 2, 3, 4. Yeah, clean. 5. Oh, look, this one has a brand new tag on it, so that's cute. That's just the clean ones, you know. On tour and stuff, we spend a lot of money on it. Mind you, I have a whole separate drawer for all things that are expensive.
Now, after this happened, you guys, earlier today, Lotto decided to post the panties on eBay, and she had her fans basically bidding to get her panties. As you guys saw in the live stream, Lotto also said that she was planning on selling used underwear. She says, I'm going to wear these and then sell them tomorrow. When you wear something, that is considered used, and that's also a violation of eBay's policy. Now, per eBay's policy, you are not allowed to sell clothes that have been used, i.e. used panties, used socks, used t-shirts. It is also really funny to me that Lotto, in the description of her selling the panties, she actually put as seen on Lotto on several occasions. So not only did she say in her live that they would be used, but also in her description for her eBay panties, she put they were seen on her, meaning she had wore these underwear before. This is a hot mess. Lotto needs to get it together. She's out here looking like a clown. First of all, nobody on the internet is going to make me go through my panty drawer to prove any type of point, especially if I'm so big, if I'm the biggest. I don't have time for small conversation. And that's just my opinion. Let me know what you guys think about this down below.
Some guy sent me that to talk to me about this day, man. I'm sorry.
But no. Why are they picking on this young girl? Why are they picking on a young black woman? Protect all black women.
Even the used panty sellers.
Look her. Unfortunately,
but people actually getting to buy this though. This is clownish. This is stuff I'm talking about. Have we become a clownish?
It's a big market for that. That's been a big thing. People been buying used items from women and shit. But like I said, I don't know if people selling on eBay. I know people been selling it through through their own private, like OnlyFans and shit like that. But she went through eBay. I don't know. Maybe she violated if she violated the terms and conditions.
I'm saying, are we becoming clownish? I'm just asking, man. Why is she so pressed about that? She got to show that. Like a guy told me about it. I said, you joking. He said people actually pressing to buy this from her. Why are you pressing to buy that?
It ain't just her, Bernard. It's a big market for that. She just the one of the famous name that they put out there.
Okay.
Unfortunately, there's people out there that's convicted.
Yeah.
It's the community and audience.
Frank, give me something, man. What you think, Frank? What's up, Frank?
Frank awfully quiet.
These people, something wrong with this. I mean, honestly, man, it's like vanity to the point where, you know, and just social media didn't push the narrative, you know, with these females and just making it to where, I mean, because honestly, you know, these females are naturally trendy. But it's just really to the point where it's just like, it's vanity, man. These people are in idol worship, man. People are idol worshiping these females, man. And it's just like to the point where you're going to buy their used panties. And see, these people know that people have a herd mentality kind of mindset, man. They know that. So, and these celebrities know that too, man. These people they got handlers and stuff like that too, these celebrities. Don't get it twisted. So, you know, it's like these people know that people have a herd type mindset. They know people are stupid. And so they know, especially these females, not like all, but especially a lot of these young girls, they're really just naive and just, you know, infatuated with attention. So that's what social media, they could go to social media to get both, you know, to just get a bunch of attention. So, you know, they see that as cool, man. And they see that as, you know what I'm saying, as the thing to do, to be like these little celebrities, man. But it's all, you know, that's why they get paid so much, is to brainwash and to orchestrate these and condition these kids. That's why they get paid millions of dollars or whatever, however they pay. It's not because they're talented, you know.
All right, Frank, I'm coming to California right quick. I'm coming to California. Just relax.
Anthony Lowe, just days after he was shot and killed by police. She doesn't understand how her son, a double amputee in a wheelchair, was a threat to officers. Rob Hayes has more.
Anthony Lowe Jr. was just 36 years old when he was shot to death by Huntington Park police officers last week after police say he threatened them with a knife. He was also a double amputee who was in a wheelchair.
Son, they murdered my son in a wheelchair with no legs.
Today, Lowe's family and members of the Coalition for Community Control Over the Police held a news conference in front of the Huntington Park Police Department condemning the shooting as another example of police brutality.
He's out of his wheelchair. He's amputated in both legs at the knee, and he's moving away from the officers.
The Huntington Park shooting comes on the heels of this.
I didn't do anything.
The beating death of Tyree Nichols at the hands of 5 Memphis police officers. Body cam video showing the brutal assault stirring nationwide protests. And Lowe's family members say this case is reminiscent of the 2020 killing of George Floyd at the hands of Minneapolis police officers.
This situation is worse than George Floyd. When these videos go out, it's going to be all bad.
She's referring to surveillance and cell phone the LA County Sheriff's Department collected. Investigators are now heading up the probe into the officers involved in the shooting.
If you guys are here to protect and serve us, protect us, serve us. You know, don't kill us.
Eyewitness News reached out to the Huntington Park Police Department. Officials declined to comment on camera, but released a written statement saying Lowe was armed with a 12-inch butcher knife, had already stabbed one man, and was refusing to drop the knife, threatening to throw it at officers. According to the statement, officers tased Lowe twice, and when he tried throwing them at the officers again, they opened fire. Lowe was pronounced dead at the scene. Now, the officers involved in the shooting are on paid administrative leave. No body cam video of the shooting, however, because Huntington Park Police don't wear those cameras. Hello.
Wow.
Now, wait a minute now. Oh, you ain't got no body cam.
No names. Put no names on there.
Let me get this straight. They on paid administrative leave. All right, Frank. You heard him mention George Floyd name a couple of times. You heard that, right? You heard that, right? He mentioned it. You heard him. They trying to drum it up. Now check this out. This guy was a double amputee. This ought to be getting more goddamn coverage than the one down there in Memphis.
Right. Ooh.
Maybe they're gonna jump on this story next. Oh no.
Right.
They get out front. So we about to start getting to these psyops again. We started getting to it, Frank. It's coming. Psyops season.
Just like the guy, the one in Memphis, when they mentioned compare that to the riots, but then the riots is like the Rodney King riots or whatever, but that was like 32, 32 years from that, go to now. So it's just like 32 degrees. It's crazy, man. That story was kind of, I don't know, man. It's just kind of a lot of stuff didn't add up.
Well, let me say this though, because and I know some people may not necessarily like it. I mean, if the police come to arrest you, the best thing to do is just go ahead and surrender. It's just like that dude down there in Atlanta last summer or the summer before, where for 45 minutes, dude was standing there talking to police officers, and the moment they attempted to arrest him, he started fighting. If you go ahead and get arrested, you spend the night in the county jail, city jail, whatever, go to court, maybe you get a slap on the wrist and you go home. We got vultures who are sitting in trees just waiting for their pound of flesh. And it's unfortunate what happened to this dude. However, you got a 12-inch knife and you didn't stab somebody and you're threatening and you're not going to put it down. I mean, what do you expect the outcome to be? It's just like if you're riding down the street in that pretty car of yours, Chak, and some bonehead on the street runs up on you with a gun and tell you to check it in, and you blow them away before before they even knew what happened to them. Now the family is out in the street crying about their loved one when most of them know what these folks are out here doing. I mean, I'm sorry, the police departments are guilty of a lot of stuff, but by the same token, at some point in time, you know, folks in our community gonna have to take some accountability. And quite honestly, we got some folks in our community that just out of control, man. And I don't know, it seemed ever since they started giving people this serum, it's like people are just flipping out. I don't know, maybe it's just me, maybe. I don't know.
Or
But
so many stories are just kind of scripted. You know what I mean?
that's true.
A 12-inch knife, dude. You know how long a 12-inch knife is? But
That's
then
right.
again, like I said, I don't know because I can't say that's he's wrong for that because he's a double amputee and feeling disabled and vulnerable, you have to have something to protect yourself now. Because my uncle used to always have a pocket knife, some type of pocket knife on him, 2 or 3, 4 of them, all type of size and blades. But I don't know I don't know, man.
I
Because
mean,
if they say they
I get
tased him,
it.
I mean, if they tased him, I mean, wouldn't that incapacitate him if they tased him?
Evidently,
I mean, he's a
well,
small.
we'll have to wait and see what the camera says. But at the end of the day, I get it. You need protection out here. You need to be able to protect yourself out here because people are losing it, man. But you know, if you're confronted by law enforcement, the best thing to do is just go ahead and surrender. Drop the knife, man. I
Yeah,
mean,
but if
we'll
they
wait to see
tased
what
him,
the
then what was the
cameras.
reason to shoot him if you was already tasing him? Because I mean, shit,
Well,
you
as
know.
far as I don't know. I
Right.
mean,
Hold it,
if
hold it,
evidently
hold
it
it,
was
hold it, hold it,
was not
hold it,
effective.
hold it for a second. I just want to say Bishop came in the thing. So.
Bishop, what up? How you
Hey,
doing?
how,
Hey,
how you
hey,
doing now?
Bishop, how you
I
doing,
can't let
man?
Salute,
this thing.
salute, Bishop.
How you doing, buddies? I can't let this
Right.
thing go on without me commenting. You're talking about disabled now.
Go
Yes,
ahead,
sir.
Bishop.
I'm gonna
I'm with
chime
you.
in
I'm
on
in
it.
the disabled community.
I'm gonna chime in on this one.
Go ahead,
Uh,
Bishop.
I just want to say that as a person who has a disability, I can say this for a fact that 50% of all police brutalities against Americans are against people with disabilities. You can't tell me that 5 officers, I don't care whether you had unless you had a machine gun or something, you can't tell me that 5 officers could not subdue a W amputee and take away that knife. Even if you did no more than tase them or do something of that nature. But you can't tell me that they could not have subdued him. They could have come from the back. He couldn't have done nothing to stop
That's
them from coming from the back. He can't turn around. We're going to try to turn around in the wheelchair fast enough for 2 officers in the back or 3 officers in the back to hold that wheelchair from turning around. There's no reason. There's no reason. But, people with disabilities are the most disenfranchised, ostracized, marginalized group in the nation. So it doesn't surprise me that 50%, more than half, if not half of the people that police beat up, kill, maim, and brutalize are people with disabilities. We forget Eric Gardner was not just a big black man. He was also a man who had asthma, obesity, and a heart condition. We forget that Sandra Bland was not just a black woman that was stopped for traffic, but she was also an epileptic and had massive depression. And I can go on and on and on and describe every single one of these people. Many of them are not just black folk, but they also have disabilities as well. But who cares about the disability? We are expendable. And people look at us and consider us and really believe that we are expendable. Our opinions matter little. If we were asked our opinion at all, if someone else has to come behind us and explain it further, because you're disabled, so you're disabled in every way. In every way. People treat me sometimes as though I have a mental disability, like have a developmental disability, like I have Down syndrome. I have cerebral palsy. That's not Down syndrome. People act like people that that are blind or deaf. They talk all loud to people that are blind. They have no hard of. They're not hard of hearing. They're blind. They can't see. So we have always marginalized and minimized and ignored people with disability. 20% of the population of this nation and 20% of black folk are disabled. 60 million Americans are disabled. We're the largest minority group of them all.
I think it's more than that.
I'm sure there is. But these are the ones that
No.
are
I'm not talking about I'm sure it is. I'm not talking about I'm sure it is. Hold on. You know what I mean by what I said? I'm being really, I mean, like, I'm gonna be dead on with you. This might go hard on the landscape. We got people we disabled in the mind anyway. Okay? You know, like I having conversations with people, and people are so emotional and so triggered by things. I think that could classify disability if we really think about it, because we don't use our own reasoning. We go whenever the wind blows. Oh my goodness! And I told you, Kamala Harris going to Memphis about. Oh yes, she's coming to save us. Oh yeah, y'all disabled too, because y'all believe that Kamala Harris. They just come in and have a little. Them shopped and crump. They might have some baked and fried chicken one year. Then they going back where they gotta go. They just coming to get some money. I was on Obama's foundation last night. They already got a Nicholas Memorial Fund, and they also talked about the work with Trayvon Martin, George Floyd, and talked about racial injustice and policing in America. And Obama said it's a tragedy on his Twitter page of what happened to this guy. I said, now wait a minute. This sounds like some fundraising thing. It's called it's called anguish and action. So they call it anguish and action. I said, how do you do it? And I said, daggone, Bishop, you're right. We got to, but it might be more like 50% of people disabled if they did donate some daggone money to this daggone crap. Stop donating money to these damn slush funds.
Yeah, but let me answer Bishop, because you know I agree with him about you know people with disabilities and the fact that some of them are brutalized by police officers. But at some point in time, as I stated before, it has to come. We have to get, and this doesn't just mean those who are disabled. This means any and everybody who is being confronted. You know, you already, you know, as an officer, you're going out there and you're already entering into a hostile situation. And then you got people, you know, yelling and screaming at you. You got a gentleman with a knife, you know, and you're telling them to drop it, and he gets tased, and you know, evidently, I mean, I guess the body cams, if there is any, or any cell phone cameras, if there were any video taken, will tell the story. You know, maybe they could have taken the guy down, but it goes right back to what I said. We can't, you know, because we don't even know if this guy was high on drugs or something like that. But the fact of the matter is, at some point in time, people are going to have to realize, you know, all the marches in the world and, you know, protests and all of that stuff is not going to end the behavior of people out here in the street, because nobody wants to be held accountable. And the fact of the matter is, you know, if you just surrender. I'm
going to talk about that. But I'm going to talk about that point too, Victor. There was someone that was on a television show just the other night that explained. In fact, it was ironically Smith. You know, that guy that's so controversial. Was that sports guy who does sports commentating and all that?
Stephen A. Smith.
Yeah. And he did say something that was very interesting. He said he saw the video, and he saw how one officer had his wrist twisted in a perverted kind of way, you know, in a way that was unnatural, in other words. And another one had his elbow on that same arm, turning it the opposite direction. When they finally let it go, that's when he jumped up and ran. I believe the man had fear for his life. The way they approached him, there was no, you know, they're just going to take him in and they'll keep him there for a couple of hours and they'll talk to him or whatever, and then they'll let him go. Those men, in fact, you mentioned it a moment ago, Victor, that there was somewhat of a love affair going on here. So one of these guys, Demetrius Haley, I believe his name is, something of that nature. His ex-wife, ex-lover, whatever, was now involved with this boy, and it looked like this Scorpion group, the Scorpion unit, works as a unit. And when one gets hurt, if one gets upset, one wants to get vengeance, all of them will fall in line and follow suit. And so the boy probably saw Demetrius and knew for a fact that this is going to be a bad situation.
Well,
I'm actually being attacked by my lover's ex-husband, ex-boyfriend, ex-man,
who's a cop?
who's a cop,
Yeah.
who has his fellow cops around him.
Yeah.
I mean, that would make me, my God, he got his uniform on, so he's acting officially. He's not in his normal his normal outfit. He has a uniform on, and so does all of his colleagues.
But you know, Bishop,
and then you look up and here it is him.
But you know, Bishop, when they showed that, when they rolled up on him, I mean, there was no. I mean, they went after this dude.
Yeah,
and
right from the beginning.
And
Get
I
the
think
F out and pulled him out of the car.
right, and I think he knew what it was. So at that point,
I mean, look, if you and I, if
so that's why he did run.
If you now go on my wife Teresa, okay, and I pull you over, and you see me, you go to say, whoa, you know, and you are going to be a little fearful. Now you're going to grab me up and say, get the F out the car, and all your buddies are all surrounding you, 5 big brawny men. You're 140 pounds, they're 250 pounds. And they'll drag you out the car. Now you know one man in particular, your woman's ex-man. You know him if you don't know nobody else.
That's right.
And he's leading the charge. And
what
so
was the
now
purpose of pulling him over? Because I never heard anything about their reasonings for even pulling the guy over, other than the fact
so far we haven't heard any.
Yeah, which tells you that
some don't sound right about. It's my bad.
Right.
Some don't sound right.
So in that situation, you know, I think the guy, you know, he don't know what's about to go down. So obviously, I think he was justified in getting up and running because he hadn't done anything wrong, and I heard that he did not have a criminal record.
No, he didn't.
No, you know, because.
All right, let me bring this up right quick. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Let me bring up my last topic.
Oh.
Yeah, let me bring this up.
So difficult for us. It's very frustrating.
Across the country, grief, despair, anger.
It was really hard not to cry because all I thought was, what is happening? What is happening to our community?
In just the past 4 days, 8 mass shootings, the latest leaving 3 people dead and 1 injured in North Carolina. According to the Robeson County Sheriff's Office, a suspect is in custody. 3 of the most recent shootings in California, a state considered to have the toughest gun laws in the nation. But that hasn't stopped the violence.
This problem isn't unique to our state, but it is unique to our nation. This has to end. It must end.
According to the Gun Violence Archive, in the first few weeks of 2023, at least 73 have been killed in 40 mass shootings across the country, compared to 27 at this point last year. That's any shooting with at least 4 people shot. There have been more mass shootings than days in 2023.
Happens, and then within a week there's 2 more. We call that social contagion, where other people see somebody do that, and then suddenly that feels like an answer for them as well.
Nationally, politicians don't often agree on solutions, but the Giffords Law Center points to progress. In 2022, President President Biden's bipartisan bill that gives grants to states for red flag laws, enhances background checks for 18 to 21-year-olds, and funds mental health service. 21 states and Washington, D.C. passed some kind of bill aimed at gun safety, though dozens of other bills in state legislature did not pass.
I do think we're making some progress. It's slow, but I think it's coming.
We need to come together to stop this violence.
In the wake of the recent shootings in California, Governor Gavin Newsom and state lawmakers there have been vocal, demanding more action on the federal level. Senate Democrats joined President Biden in calling for new limits on access to firearms, but that really is a non-starter for many conservatives.
Yeah, guess what? This is all about taking away the guns. That's all it is. It's all about gun control. You see what I'm saying? It's obvious. I mean, because they mentioned Gavin Newsom, then they mentioned Biden. It's just, if people are telling you these are staged psyop events, you see what I'm saying? They're telling you in so many words. You see what I'm saying? And basically, these are just a stage so we can because we can't have real ones. We can't have real people die. We can't do that. So what we're going to do is, you know what I'm saying? We're going to stage it, prop it up, lie Trump up these figures about 40. There's not even been 40 days. And then they say it to try to really condition your mind and think, oh my God, it's just so out of control to where, you see what I'm saying? We've had more shootings in days. It's just fear. You see what I'm saying? And so with that fear comes a solution, right? Problem, reaction, solution. The solution is some unconstitutional gun bills. You see what I'm saying? That's unconstitutional that they couldn't do if they did anyway. And say they talking about the federal level, but Gavin Newsom doesn't need the federal level. Gavin Newsom can make something in his home state with his state legislators. So it's just they give you false politics too. It's just all I don't know, man. I just think it's staged. I think it's propped up. It's you know what I'm saying? It's just these are even if something really happened to where something was happening, these are crisis actors for sure. For sure. You know what I'm saying? It's nah, man, it's not. We all know, critical thinkers know that this is not true. You see what I'm saying? And then of course they're going to bring up the 3 in California. Of course they're going to bring those up. And see what they do is, they isolate these events and let them happen within a certain amount of time, and then they link them all together. I never heard about no mass shooting in North Carolina, wherever they just said. I never heard about that. You see what I'm saying? It's just like, I just heard about the ones in 3 in California. That's it. And then, this is all just some psyop type stuff, man. Some staged events, you know what I'm saying? And just to take away the guns, that's all it is. But what they go? We gonna say?
We don't have to cut you, Frank. But let me ask you what you're saying. So what they say? I'm trying to say what gun reform is they gonna pass? Because what they gonna rescind all the already gun laws that already was put on the books? They're gonna make people turn their guns in that already purchased guns. That's the history. People got generations of history of guns in their families that they didn't purchase years, ammo, years. So I mean, I'm trying to understand what that's gonna do.
And how's it gonna stop it? How's it gonna stop it?
How's that gonna stop it? People already got weapons, man, guns, man. Come on, man.
They got security.
The cartel. You let the cartel come in here. You let all type of legal firearms allegedly come through this country, man, in and out this country, man. Come on now. You're gonna really
pretty much.
Oh man, I don't know, man. You want the people helpless because you don't want us to defend ourselves against a tyrannical government, which they leading us down that road.
That's all.
You can't defend yourself. That's gonna be the Civil War. You try to take the guns, and the people people gonna take them on and fight, trying to take their arms away from them.
Let me bring this up about that. Let me bring this up. The fact that they said the last week it was 30, I told Frank it was 32. Then they said 39. Then they say it's more than one a day. Well, you said 39. I knew that last week. So what are you saying? The 2 a day now? I'm asking. I'm just trying to figure it out because, as a matter of fact, you said a mass shooting is 4 or more. So that means what? That you done had over 120 people get killed in shootings.
See, what they do, they don't have, it's all set. It's all set up. It's all props. I'm telling you, it's called, you go on www.crisisactor.com and check it out. It's staged. You could go, it's a casting call. They cast a certain amount of people. I'm telling you, for these events just like they talking about not fire drills, but like gun drills and stuff like that. You some drills and stuff like that. Why would you need drills like that? Because you're gonna create you're gonna actually have drills and say they're real. Does that make sense? You're gonna have you're gonna have the drills, and then you're gonna say they're real, but all they are is drills, and you're gonna say they're actual mass shooting. Because you notice, look, one more point. Yeah, I don't know where that's coming from. One more point. You notice in the hood they don't call those real actual shootings. They don't call them mass shootings. Y'all notice that? Y'all notice in the hood where they have the real shootings where people really get killed. Now we know this. We know some of the people that probably got hit. But why are those not called mass shootings?
Good question. Victor Bishop, anything to say about this?
Well, I agree that there's a double standard here, and I also agree that they use these things as opportunities to push for their own agenda. The agenda of the Democrats, the left, the progressives are to eliminate all weapons, and we take away all the weapons, to eliminate the Second Amendment. Of course, it can't be done by the way they're doing it because that takes a law, and obviously no one really wants to step up and really do what they want to really do right now. So they're trying to get things that they can use as evidence, proof of why there needs to be tighter gun laws and actually the banning of guns because of these things as they keep on coming along. I mean, come on, there's been deaths, as Frank just said, there's been deaths all the time. And particularly in our community, I live in North Philadelphia for a long time, live in South Philadelphia now. And there's deaths every day. I know this. Ain't no psyop or whatever you call it. I mean, there's not no stage nothing. They're dead. I mean, they're dead as doornails. So this happens in our communities every day. My concern is why are some things highlighted while other things aren't? Like Frank was saying, some of these things he hadn't even heard of until very recently. And some of these things aren't yesterday, they happened a while ago, but no one hears about these things. Some are being pushed because I think some are more high profile, more effective in what they're trying to do. So those are the ones they put on the air.
I mean psychological operation.
That's right, exactly. And
it's
the media
operation.
Exactly.
The military
The media picks and chooses by the powers that be which ones they're going to put on the air. They don't put all the things that happen on the air. They put the things that will provoke the most emotions, the most reaction, and possibly things as they want them to be.
I mean, just think about how this thing in Memphis failed. Their attempts to turn this into police officers, doing random stop and then beating up on somebody. The attempt was to make it look like that's what it was when, and I said it many times before. Usually when a story comes out, I like to wait about 2 or 3 days, and maybe as much as a week, to allow the story to play out before you finally find out, what was really going on. And this is the situation there in Memphis. And so when we see the media, they pick and choose these, and these things fall apart. Then they move on to something else. So this thing in California with this gentleman in the wheelchair will probably be the one that they'll pick up and run with. Not only that, but think about this too. Biden just took our nation's sovereignty away from us. And I think, Bernard, you sent that thing in the group that was on the White House page. We also saw where this situation with Nancy Pelosi's husband and more money going to Ukraine. A lot of this stuff is used as a distraction, and it's also another way to push forward an agenda. But Bishop, I said it last week on your program, and there's an unveiling taking place. There is, we see this revelation of things taking place that sends off a lot of red flags. And I think people are waking up there's an awakening amongst people in the country, and they're kind of like, maybe we're being played here.
Well, let me bring this up. This has all been very, very entertaining. Let me see how much battery I got on this thing. I got to charge this thing. But this has been very entertaining. I'm just going to say this. This has been very entertaining and very, very intellectual as well. Now, I will say this. People got things going on. Let me start from the bottom. All right, Bishop, go ahead and announce the information.
Okay, well, tomorrow night we'll have our Real Talk with the G-Man program, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Blog Talk Radio. The number is 653, right? Victor, you know it. 999.
563-999-3705.
That's it. That's the number. Thank you.
You just tested me.
Thank you for that too, Victor. Thank you for that too.
That's what it is. Night at 6 p.m.
Amen. Okay. Thank you.
All right, Victor, what's going on? There you go.
Well, not sure exactly at this point, as far as Sunday, but we'll be doing our thing this coming Sunday at the same number. And, of course, Bishop will be doing his thing, engineering and phone screening and everything. Truly appreciate him for what he does, man. So, yeah.
All right, Frank, go ahead.
Man, thanks for letting me on the channel again, man. But you can catch me on YouTube, XX Frank Nitty XX, Instagram, Frank Jones 8115. Oh yeah.
All right, Shaq, go ahead.
Hey man, I so appreciate you gentlemen coming on and speaking, man, and showing the people that we care. But this is what I have to say. There's 3 things I want people to check out and go look up. Go look into nitric oxide for men and women. It's good for the heart, the blood vessels, the cells. Go look up oil of oregano or oregano oil. And men, go look into zinc and magnesium, what form you need to take every day. And look up pumpkin seed oil. Do your research. Go on your Googles, go on YouTube, and look these 4 things up. You're going to need these things in the future, present in the future. I promise you that.
Pumpkin seed oil good for like the parasites and shit, stuff like that?
Pumpkin seed oil good for a lot. It's definitely good for men for prostate and erectile problem. Pumpkin seed oil and pumpkin seed in general. The zinc and magnesium. You're always deficient in zinc and magnesium. Look it up.
Hey, well, look. Y'all know y'all give me right here, King BJ Johnson, KingBJMedia.com, KingBJFitness.com, Bernard1120 Instagram, KingBJFitness32 Instagram, 1987 BJ1 on Twitter, and Bernard Johnson on Facebook. Now look at this. Listen to this very quickly. This is interesting. More people are getting awoke, but more people are falling back into a slumber. All right, so today was January 31st, 31 days into the year. Then we got the Groundhog Day. Right, Frank. Groundhog Day, believe it or not, February 2nd will actually be 33rd degree of the year, 33rd day of the year. And I looked up at Jamal Hamlin, right, Frank. And you know what got me? His shirts are selling online for $33, right? That number 33 again. There you go, right? And, I was talking to a guy the other day, right? And we were talking about when he was up in the booth. He put up, I said, that's not a heart. That's a pyramid.
Oh, it's a pyramid, dude.
They got 3. You saw that, right?
Hell yeah, man.
I said, they flash an Illuminati sign right in our face, man. These people are slick, man. Now he talking about gonna go get telling people to go get CPR. No, I didn't know what happened on the damn feet. But look, let me just bring this up to you. We gotta stay focused. We can't gonna get caught in even tomorrow when Kamala Harris didn't go. That's the 32nd degree of the year. 32nd degree. Yeah, 32nd. Yeah, 32. Yes. 23. Come on, Frank. You know what I'm talking about here, right?
Oh yeah.
But what I'm saying is, They are doing this stuff in our faces, and they're trying to make us look like fools.
I got one more thing, Bernard.
What?
I got one more thing to
Is the
give to the
groundhog
people.
coming out? It's kind of cold down there. Is the
Break it
groundhog
down.
coming out?
Break it down, Shaq. Break it down, man.
I don't know about the groundhog, man. It's too cold, man. That nigga might be up on the ground, hey, trying to get warm, man. But look into baking soda, man. Look into baking soda. Go look and see all the benefits and simple functions that a cheap old bottle of baking soda can do for your body. Look into it.
You know what?
Please look into these things.
Look at Lysol. I was walking in the store today, and I saw a big ass bottle of Lysol that said it kills the COVID-19, man.
How would they not? Just like when it first started, people was pointing that out. But see, that lets you know this shit's been around for a long time and shit, dude. And,
Man, they got us good, man. Hey, look, man, we've been had. Thank you.
Well, I thought initially it was called the coronavirus. Though.
It was called the coronavirus.
We went into this COVID-19 state of mind. So, I don't know.
Well,
and they starting to wear the mask around here again.
Same over here. They be wearing the mask in the gym. How you gonna wear a mask in the gym while you're working out?
Man, I saw somebody wearing a mask in the pool. I saw somebody wearing a mask while swimming. The hell.
Oh my goodness.
But nevertheless, like I always say, I just thank y'all that y'all just came on, and that's interesting. Hey, look.
Thanks for having me on.
Don't fall for any more of these little con jobs and stuff, because these con jobs really daggone about to take us under the wheel. Be careful and stay away from silly people right now, because silly people will get you caught up in situations that you do not want to be involved in. So with that being said, y'all take y'all time. Y'all have a good night.
Good night.
All right, peace.
Take care, peace.
Peace, word, man.